microphone wasn't on. I'm going to just double check by being a bit strange and watching myself on Facebook, which is horribly awkward, but you know, it's worth it, isn't it? So that we know. Aha, it's working. That's very good. Okay, I'll mute myself now. And now I can see if and when people comment. So, hello. It's Tuesday already. How's the time going by? Welcome to, nearly middle of January. So, how have you been finding the challenge so far? No, not challenge. Purposefully not the challenge. The Mindfulness Boost. Because we're not into, that whole idea. Well, some people are really, really into the challenge and they want to do a big challenge. They want to do a press-up challenge or a squat challenge. And I actually do like a good squats challenge, to be fair. But I think in terms of parenting and in terms of our own mental well-being, I just prefer to approach it as a boost in well-being. So, how have you found it so far? Have you been doing any of the relaxations or I guess they're experimentations, aren't they? Especially that, I've not really got yes, I drink out of jam jars. I have 3 children. They're virtually indestructible and it's very good for the environment. Have you been trying drinking and eating mindfully? I think it's a very cool thing to do. So let me know how it's been going. I did try mindfully eating a snack and it was okay. It was a little bit challenging. Today, I'm really looking forward to talking with you about the wonder and the beauty of mindful relaxation. So how often do we do mindful relaxation? Oh, hello person. Don't worry, I won't jump on you. But if you want to say hi, please do. And also, if you're watching this on the replay, please do do a hashtag replay and let me know where you are and when you are, because that'd be lovely. It's just lovely to catch up. So when we're going through life, so often we are so rushed and it just feels like we move from one thing to the next thing to the next thing, and we never really get to stop to think, to reflect, and dare I say it, even relax. That is a thing that we are all permitted to do, but often don't find the time, myself included. Excuse me. Sometimes my body makes me. So we don't often find time to stop, to think, to breathe, which is why day 1 was all about mindful breathing. You can go back and watch that if you like, and to reflect. And it can feel, often I say this myself and I hear it from other mom and dad friends, really like we're really harried, like we never find peace. We're always moving, always doing, on to the next thing. And the person that never stops will eventually, again, many of us have felt this, eventually burn out. We crash, and you can tell that I am fighting some kind of upper respiratory cold. No, it's not the thing it could be. I've done 2 lateral flows, but this is just my body saying you're doing too much. Chill, stop. Also, having a 3-year-old just sneezed in my face the other day probably helped. And we don't want to collapse. We just don't want to. It would be so lovely if we could achieve a sort of more sustainable way of being. Hello. I've just seen your hello. I'm very excited. Thanks. So mindful relaxation, it allows you to actually live your life and to truly love it. And I know this sounds woo, and it is a bit woo, and that's okay. It allows us to be at peace, to stop and appreciate the things that you already have. This is why it ties in with the gratitude. They call it gratitude challenge before Christmas, and to the gratitude ideas, gratitude and mindfulness are so intertwined, as is peace of mind, which is why we're doing it this week. And we get to simply enjoy the present. So when we're grateful, we're enjoying the present, we're not worrying about the future in that moment. There's time for that. We're not ruminating on the past. There's time to go into the past and to heal. There is time, and we get to be mindful. And when you implement the mindful relaxation and you do it regularly, even small bits, even like I do every day, I will do my EFT, the tapping, 5 minutes. Some days I get to do half an hour. Some days I get to meditate and completely unplug for an hour. They aren't that often. I'm trying to build them in more and more. 5 minutes a day of mindful relaxation, mindful breathing, literally will change your life. I'm going to give you 100% guarantee of that. So here's the action, which will lead to us becoming more peaceful and joyful. So set aside just 5 minutes. It's not a huge thing, just 5 minutes to practice mindful relaxation. And of course, you can go longer if you choose to, if you're able to, if you have childcare, if you find that window, just start small with 5 minutes. And then, the small wins help us move forward because they motivate us and make us feel good. So choose a comfortable place to sit, excuse me, whether that's on a chair or outside on the grass, if you're able to, maybe in the snow. What's the weather like where you are? I mean, you can see through my window over there. I almost says it. I think it's about 34 degrees here, which sounds very wonderful. But there are points where we literally can't go out in the daytime. And I know certainly in the UK, I've had pictures of people being snowed in. So find a nice cozy place, perhaps by a fire. And here, just imagine your own version of this. So I've got this on the PDFs that I'll put up in a second. You can download it, print it, and then, or have it if you don't want to, save paper and things. You can just have it on your tablet or phone. So just 5 minutes and take several slow, mindful breaths. In fact, I did my chest there. See if you can feel the air, experience that air moving through your throat and your mouth. Feel it in your lungs and take it all the way down into your belly. So you feel your diaphragm move out and back in again. And you can do a body scan. Now, if you didn't get to see yesterday, day 4, go back and if you want to, you can go back and look at that. We did a body scan, and the PDF for that talks you through a body scan. Are there any areas of tension? And you can try and breathe into those areas and let them soften and relax. And what that means is as you breathe, clearly you're not going to breathe into your legs. Like, you can't send the air there, but energetically you can. You can just, imagine it. As you breathe in, think of that area. Sorry. Oh, the joys of snotty children, isn't it? So breathe into those areas and let them soften and relax. And you might have certain areas, often actually for me, it's the neck and the lower back, but not my upper back. And I know other people have knots in their upper back, wherever it is for you. That is fine, because we're all different. Our histories are different. Our bodies are different. So don't worry about other people. So breathe into those areas on your body scan, just a quick one, like a sort of barcode sweep, and let them relax. And you can take note of the things that are happening around you. Do you hear birds singing? Are there people talking? Can you hear cars driving and beeping? And it's sometimes people feel like we need to block everything out in order to fully relax, and we don't. It's just about relaxing into experiencing and being mindful of what we experience. You just concentrate fully on those sounds. And we don't judge them. You don't need to wish that they were gone. Just observe them. It's a really lovely feeling. So you can feel your surroundings. So I'm talking, you probably notice going through the senses. Feel your surroundings, feel your seats. Like this one that I'm on is kind of a padded, it's actually a dining chair. So it's a padded chair. Feel that. Feel the fabric. Or if you are, on the ground, you have your feet on the ground. Can you feel the feel of the grass or the cold snow wherever you are? Feel the wind brushing against you and the sun warming you, or the fire crackling. It could be done inside or outside. Simply let the sensations, I love this phrase, wash over you. Just be a part of it. There's actually a word for that in Persian, and it's the outside sounds. In Farsi, the outside sounds washing over you like a curtain. It's beautiful. And continue to breathe slowly. And you just attend. You don't need to count or anything. I know there is a place for that, in other times and other practices, where people count in for 4, hold it, and out for 4. But in this case, just be aware of it. Attend. Just be aware of each breath as it comes in, and be fully present as it goes out. And as the time comes to a close, try stay fully present. And there's no rush and there's no hurry with mindfulness. That's the great thing. And if you set 5 minutes, you want to carry on, then absolutely great. If 3 minutes and it starts to feel uncomfortable, you can try and pull your attention back. And if it's tricky, that's okay too. There's no right and there's no wrong. You can do it again another time. And the more that you can make time for this practice during your day, the more at peace you will be. And I can tell you, I have had this experience where I found it really, really hard. So about 2-3 years ago when I started, and it's got easier and easier as time has gone on. So please do, please do. I will put the PDFs up in the comments below here straight away, and you can it takes you to a Dropbox. You just save it to your phone, to your Dropbox or OneDrive, whatever you've got, and have a go. So, and then share with us, how was it? Was it hard for you to just be? Did it come easily? How did you feel when the time was up? Did it feel like, oh, I actually quite like this? Or was it like, oh, thank goodness, I don't have to do it anymore? Just let me know. It's really interesting. And when you share and I share, it helps other people around us. And this is the case with all areas of spiritual growth and thinking. So congratulations on completing the 5-day mindfulness boost. Please let me know how it was. And I look forward to seeing you very, very soon. So I'm going to pause there, partly for a cup of tea, but also because I am now, because the Conscious Parenting Toolbox, I've actually just been talking, it's over on Instagram, I've been talking about it. Let me change the ticker. I'm going to share with you a bit more about the Conscious Parenting Toolbox. So if you don't want to, that's totally fine. You're absolutely welcome. Just have a lovely day. But if you would like to know a bit more about it, you can either come back and watch this video or just, hang on. So I'm going to share the screen for a tick so that you can actually see it, because this is, wrong one. This is my distance learning course. So it's something that you can do on your own, because as you will know, I do coaching. I do one-to-one coaching and I do group coaching. My group program, The Turning Point, is going to be, opened in early February. So I'm going to be doing another workshop soon. You will probably have seen this. Very sorry, very snotty household this week. And not everybody wants to do that. Not everybody wants to go into coaching. So what I created with parents, I had a whole group of parents of all different ages, children under the age of 10. So some with very small ones, some with older ones, maybe they had one or two in between. A couple of actually twin moms, which was interesting. And we talked about what they wanted when they thought about changing their parenting, or not even changing it, just having a help. And actually most of them said, sometimes I just want to help. I just want to feel like there's somebody in my corner, like there's a non-judgmental person who is just on my side and can support me. And that's exactly what this is. So they also said, we don't want necessarily, so that's just a little welcome message from me that you get when you log in, and there's the video. Hi there. There you go. That's me just giving you a tour, and I'm going to show you a bit on the inside of it. And this is telling you a bit about what happens. So what they said was, I don't have a lot of time. And, I'm really, really busy. I'm also really, really tired. I have the mental load of the household. Some of them were stay-at-home moms. Mostly it was moms, but there were a couple of dads. And they were like, some people were at home and were really, really busy. And some people were at work and therefore really, really busy. And they said, look, I don't have an hour. I can't listen to everything and read everything. I just want it downloaded into my head in bite-sized chunks. So here it is. So there's week 1, week 2, week 3. And I'm going to show you today. So yesterday I talked a bit about it. Today I'm going to show you what each part is, like what each day is about. So you go into, this is week 1, day 1. It gets just delivered to your email, so you just click through. And day 1, so it's an invitation to conscious parenting. So it's an introduction, it's a starter. So you can either read it. It takes about, 6 to 10 minutes. If you don't know already, I am dyslexic. So for me, it tended quite well, but probably not for you. Or maybe. Or you can listen to the audio. So I'm going to click on this. It's going to open a new window. There you go, 7 minutes.
Welcome to day 1 of the Conscious Parenting Toolbox. Small steps for your small people. I would like to share with you more about...
Okay, that's enough of listening to my own voice. So you can listen to it. So that particular one takes 7 minutes and 11 seconds. That's all it is for that day. And in that day, we talk about basically what is conscious parenting and how do you own. I used to run a workshop. It's just changed now. It was called Own Your Parenthood. How do you step into becoming the parent you want to be? And conscious parenting is so great for that. So that is what this session is about. And it comes with a PDF, which I think I showed yesterday. And the PDF is always something that backs up the lesson. So you can always go further. You can always go deeper. You could always add more. So you could journal. This is a journal prompt or a thought prompt. And if you print it out, you can collect them all together. And you have a 21-page booklet, which I actually really might put together. I think it's going to form part of the Cycle Breaker Parents Handbook, which is my book, which is coming out this year. So I'm going to show you. So yesterday I talked more about the structure of it, and today this is what we actually talk about. So week 1 is over here. It does give you a tour of the platform actually. Week 1 is all the ones with the swan. Week 2 is about be your own best friend. And it's about how we are really quite harsh on ourselves, and myself included. And it's something that I've had to learn on my journey. I know it's tween. I know we've just had all the Christmas stuff, like on Strictly, everyone talks about their journey, but it's true. This is what it is. We get to, the prompt is about how we get to a point where we are kind to ourselves and we give ourselves the radical compassion, which is what we talk about, the radical compassion of offering support when we have tough days. So I'll scroll down. So it's the transcript. And then here at the bottom, it's M4A, which is an audio file. You just click on it. It's really good because it works on phones as well. I'm laughing because that was a bit of a cyber nightmare for me, but once we learn new skills, so we learn the skill to do that. So today it's like the day 2, be your own best friend. You have the PDF, and I don't know if you can see on your computer or phone, whatever you're watching me on, there's sort of a very light grey sort of beehive structure. So it's very cool. But I'm biased, but I worked so hard on this. This is 12 years of study, of comprehensive study, 18 years of working with children and families, 12 years of study has gone into this, plus, learning the platform. So day 3 is about gifting yourself joy, because the first week is about kind of getting our foundation solid of how we love ourselves and give ourselves a calm place and a happy place and a mindful place of high levels of well-being, so that we can be the parents that we want to be. Because so much of parenting stuff that I see out there is all about, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this. And for me, that comes under the heading of skills. And yeah, there are skills. And I have a 6-week program that I'm running right now, 1-to-1, where I am helping people learn the skills that they need. And that's part of it. But the skills on their own is kind of, for me, it's too much radical responsibility, where we take responsibility, i.e. beat ourselves up. But we don't have that radical compassion, and they work together. So when you're in a good place, because you know how to look after yourself, then you can go on and you can use and learn the skills, and then magic happens. So the PDF, the printout that you can have, you don't have to use them, but I think they're designed to support the session. And this is why it's unlimited access, because you might not be able to do this every day. Certainly for me, I know that at this point in my life, 3 children under 7, my eldest is 7 this month. I could listen to something 10 minutes a day. I could probably read it, but I wouldn't be able to journal for 10 minutes a day, not reliably. So I understand, which is why you can come back to it at any time. And you might do, 3 days in a row and then skip a day, whatever works for you. That's the other thing that parents said, I need something flexible. So we're actually working out how we can take action. So we do a reflection, in fact, very similar to the Mindfulness Boost that you were watching earlier. We do the action, we do the reflection, and I talk about it, and I might teach you something that you don't know, which would be really cool. I mean, that's kind of what I'm here for. And then I like to support you. I want to support you to actually take the action to gift yourself joy, because knowing about it is, useful. Doing it is where the magic happens. Of course, we know this, and yet so often we don't do it. And one of those reasons is that we don't feel that we deserve it. We don't love ourselves enough. And this all comes back to radical compassion. So this is day 4, which is all about hydration. seriously, hydration is one of the keys to your parenting. It sounds ridiculous, but like hydration and sleep. So I talk about the book Sleep Smarter and about the money hours, so the times when your body recovers the most. Personally, for me, they are one of the times when I used to just watch rubbish on Netflix. Absolutely not shaming that, because I still do that now sometimes, but it's on my terms. I want to do that. I'm not doing it because I'm so frazzled I can't do anything else. I'm doing it because I want to, and I love it. So water everywhere. So this is all about, it's not one of those, oh, keep a chart and bully yourselves and make yourself feel crap when you don't tick them off. This is just like, just try it. How does it feel? Just do 3 days of tuning in. So we're not doing anything else. 3 days of just tuning in. You could do them, one after the other, or you could do them on different times. It's fine. It's up to you. That's the other thing about this. It's not like you do it in this way or you don't do it at all. You may see something in week 1. So each week, at the end of week 1, week 2 becomes available. At the end of week 2, week 3 becomes available. So you can actually, even on day 1, so you will get an email from me that says, hello, day 1 is available. Thanks for buying the Conscious Parenting Toolbox, because, of course, it'll be your first day. And then you click through and it will take you to day 1. But you can always, along this side, you might see something and go, oh, triggers. I'm interested in triggers. And so you might click through. You don't have to go through every single one. So day 5 is about creating your own safety, about being safe in your body. Now, if you are a cycle breaker parent, this is going to be important, because I'm not going to get into too much detail. I'm going to be talking about it more this year. If you grew up in a stressful environment, an unsafe environment, your nervous system will be calibrated to a bit higher than people who grew up in calm environments. And that was safe. That was keeping you safe at the time. But the trouble is that now it means that when something winds you up or upsets you, or you're tired or whatever, you're going to go into a higher state of, we call it nervous system arousal. Basically, you're going to get cross. And if you start off on, say, I'm making up the levels, but say like level 2, because, you grew up on, I have to be vigilant to see if my parent is in a good mood or if there's enough food today. Then when something upsets you, you're going to go pow, higher. And that's where we become explodey, shouty parents. But if you can recalibrate your nervous system, which you can, it's what I teach people to do. I have done it myself as a cycle breaker parent. Then you can lower it so that when stuff is annoying in your house, or one of your children is shouting, or there's something you need to sort out, then the next level is, oh, I'm frustrated. Oh, I'm going to use the skills that I know, because you're not, past the point where you then explode. And it's all about creating safety in your own body and in your psychological self. So that's what we talk about. I'll actually show you that. And that's day 5. So, if you're having a week where you are, perhaps you've raised your voice a few times, or you've snapped, or things, and we all do it because we are human. And it is a wonderful opportunity for you to teach your children what to do when they experience those feelings. You get to model it. So it is actually, it's an opportunity. It might not feel like that all the time. So, and then there's the audio there. I think I'll show you week 2 tomorrow. So list in this circle all the things you could think of that make you feel safe. So this is a journaling exercise, like I said, so that you can do it. There's a circle in there. If I sit back, I can see it on my computer, but it prints out a lot more easily. So so list all those things, and then we talk about how you use these items, like these things that you list in the lesson. And what it does is it builds you up. This is the point of the Conscious Parenting Toolbox. It builds a set of skills for you, so for example, one of mine is tapping, and I'm about to release the not the Conscious Parenting Toolbox, that's this, it's already out. It's exciting. But you could do, I will have the EFT for cycle breaker parents is coming out very, very soon. And anybody who buys the Conscious Parenting Toolbox, I will be giving them a discount for the EFT for cycle breaker parents. And it's because it's just been so powerful for me that I decided to go and train in it so that I could deliver it to other people. other parents like you so they could help you. So say when my kids are being really frustrating, because of course they are, because that they're human and I'm human, and actually they're not meaning to be, it just is what it is, then I will go through a short 5-minute thing that I go through an EFT meditation myself. It gives me a moment. Sometimes I even have to go and hide in the bathroom and do it. Or I will, well, now I reach the point where I say to the children, okay, I'm feeling really frustrated with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in the kitchen, I'm going to boil the kettle, and whilst the kettle is boiling for a cup of tea, Mummy's going to do her tapping. And my children watch me. They watch me create my own safety. And this is how you come up with a situation where my 5-year-old came into me. It was over Christmas time. It was his birthday, then it was my birthday, and then we went traveling we went to central Vietnam, and we were in the hotel, and my 5-year-old got really stressed out with his brother and sister, and he said, Mummy, I need to do the annoying brother tapping. Can you do it? And he reached for a coping skill. And once he'd done that coping skill, which is in my phone, once he'd done the coping skill, the change was incredible. And then we talked it through, and then we solved the problem together. And they only do these things by seeing it. So environmental triggers, which is the kind of, I call it the right now, like how we eliminate or kind of ameliorate, just slightly improve things like, I'm tired, I haven't seen a friend for months. And, of course, COVID has massively exacerbated that. I give you the ball in the box analogy for triggers. I explain that. In fact, that's going to be part of the workshop that I deliver at the end of the month. You'll see me talking about that. This is the last day of the 5-day Mindfulness Boost. It's how I wanted to start the year. Again, I'm sorry I'm highlighting it. I know it frustrates some people, but this is a dyslexia thing. So there's a very useful analogy here, often used in relation to grief, called the ball in the box. First, imagine a button sitting in a box. In the original example, that button is grief, where the ball harmlessly bouncing around the box all the time is... there is a ball harmlessly bouncing around the box all the time as we go about our daily business. Sometimes that button is going to be pressed by a ball. And when that happens, the feelings of grief swell to the surface and we can feel overpowered by them. This is a beautiful analogy for anybody who has ever grieved. And it's also a powerful way of describing what can happen in our parenting life. Today, we're looking at, this is day 6, environmental triggers. So these triggers are the buttons inside of the box, if you will, of our relationship with our children. The buttons are what people talk about when they say, you're pressing my buttons today, or you're winding me up, or don't poke the bear. These are all different ways of thinking about triggers. Triggers are those knee-jerk reactions which completely bypass our conscious thought. Exactly what we talked about yesterday. So it all builds. This is the teacher in me. Of course it all builds. It has to flow. So the triggers can get in the way of showing up for our children and ourselves in the ways that we want to. The ball in this analogy is your child's developmentally appropriate. Oh, I see myself looking grumpy at the internet. This is good. I'm not sure exactly where I got to, but I was reading out. Let me move over back into the toolbox. I was reading out some parts of the toolbox. And we were talking about environmental triggers. So this is day 6, environmental triggers. And so we talk about environmental triggers. You can listen to it. Oh, internet. Why? Why internet? I really hope you can see me. It says no internet secured. Let's try this one. Please let me know if you're watching. Can you see me? I don't know why the internet is so bad right now, because the schools have opened. So all the teachers who live in the building with me are teaching now at school. Oh, not right now, it's 5:30. So there you go. Day 6 triggers is the PDF for that day. So what are your biggest environmental triggers? What would change if these were dealt with? So it's not about, oi, do this, change this. You're not a good parent because blah, blah, blah. It's not about that. To me, there's no place for that. There's absolutely no place for that. And we can respect children's rights as human beings at the same time as looking after ourselves and not beating ourselves up. So when we think what would change if these were dealt with, if it's tiredness and tiredness was dealt with, how would your life change, even partially? Because if you've got small kids, you're not going to sleep 8 to 12 hours a night. I haven't slept for more than 4 hours a night in a row. Gosh, it's 2014. You're probably similar, but realistically, I can go to bed earlier. I can, and I now move my phone out of my bedroom. After the kids go to bed, the phone is done. And that was hard, like disturbingly hard. It was a thing that I did. And what steps can you take to neutralize these triggers? And for me, of course, it was getting the phone out of my room for that particular one. And I'll just show you another one on day 7, because everyone always wants to know about the meaty ones, the emotional triggers. People lied to me when I was a child. Therefore, when my child lies to me, I feel the bubble of anger and I don't like it and I don't know what to do. So we talk about environmental triggers. I didn't feel it was appropriate to jump into it on day 1. But if you want to, you can, because each week drips. So it's a weekly drip. It's not a day-by-day drip. You will get a message every day from me saying, hey, come into day 2. But if whilst you're in on day 2, you want to have a sneaky look around, go into the sidebar, whether the swan or it's a different animal each week. If you want to go in and have a look at hydration, go for it, if that's a thing that that you struggle with. So we talk about your upbringing, and this is the essence of conscious parenting. Part of the essence is the healing plus the skills, is what I always talk about. So the healing is when we look at these triggers. So there's the PDF for that too. And here's a list of emotional triggers. Now, on its own, just looking at this, it might not make that much sense, but it will make sense. It's designed to make sense and to kind of back up, to support and deepen what you've learned in the session, because that's how I roll. I will show you very quickly that this is a good way to actually explain. So you can either go all the way up to the top and click on home, or click on the Conscious Parenting Toolbox and it will take you home. You can click on week 1, will take you obviously back to the week 1 home list, or you can go jump to another unit here. So here's week 2. I will swizz through so you can see. I won't go into each one in depth. I probably will do tomorrow. So diet and exercise, staying the same, grounding, that's a meditation, feeling the feelings, how we support our children with feeling the feelings, gratitude and why that is a game changer. We're on the same team is about how we change our relationship with our children from the top down. This is the standard societal mechanism, isn't it? The standard way the society does it. Parents at the top, pack leader, kids do as they're told. And of course we are the leaders. We talk about this in day 13. We parents are the leaders and the children are reliant upon us to a certain extent, but we can move away from control towards collaboration. So we talk about that. And then day 14, real talk, phones. Why are we on our phones? And of course we're on our phones because they're useful, but a lot of parents that I speak to struggle a bit with boundaries around their phones and with things like loneliness and wanting to change their relationship with their phone for the better. And I had a kind of digital detox over Christmas, and it was life-changing and relationship changing, and it's taught me lessons as I go forward into this year. All right, let me show you. So this is week 3. Again, you can go here. I'll just show you to navigate. This is the day, week. So it goes back each kind of chunk, a week or back to the toolbox. Week 3, so you won't be able to access week 3 until the last day of week 2, because like I say, it drips. Day 15 is all about removing the labels, like the stubborn one, the arty one, the thoughtful one, and actually how they can be unhelpful. Clearly it's unhelpful if it's like, oh, you're the grumpy one. But it's also can be challenging, and this is me with my educator head. For those of you who don't know, I have a master's in education, and I used to be a primary school teacher, which is one of the reasons why I home educate my children. Different conversation. And one of the things that I learned about thinking about fixed mindset and growth mindset, which Carol Dweck, PhD, used to talk about. Well, she's like the big voice in that. Came out about maybe 10 years ago now, maybe 2012. Yeah, 10 years ago. God, it's 2022. Was talking about how even labeling the happy-go-lucky one, the super chilled one, the high flyer academic one, actually it can be challenging, and it can push our children into a box. And there are things that we can do about it. And I'll introduce you to some other books, like the Faber and Maslish is somewhere over there, How to Talk So Kids Will Listen. I use some of their skills that I teach you, and some skills from other people as well. This is a really good one because I can actually show you. There you go. So this is different ways. So this is a skills-based one. So we have the healing, we have the general understanding, and we have skills focus. This is a laser focus. Where can you give your children opportunities to see themselves differently? If they have been typed as the grumpy one, the not sharey one, or the happy-go-lucky one, what can you say to them? What opportunities can you create as a leader in your family? And of course, we talk about that in the 10-minute session. So here's show them a picture of themselves. Show them a new picture. So on the left is, how can you do that? And on the right, there's space for you to actually work out the time and the space where you're going to do that. Or gift them a situation where they can shine. So come up with ideas on the left, and on the right, okay, I'm going to do that on Tuesday when we go to playgroup, and I'm going to ask my kid to lead tidying up, or something like that. So you can create, it's almost like a script. It's like planning. Well, it is planning how you're going to do it, how you're going to model the behavior you'd like to see. And this is an example that I talk about in the session about having children who are sore losers and how you can basically, when you next lose snakes and ladders or whatever, what you're going to say. And when we plan it out in advance, and this is where the coaching element of skills comes in, we're going to do it. We're going to do it instead of sitting there like, oh, I don't know what to do in this situation. Another one, sit on your butt. So avoiding the word but, why and how it will change your life to eliminate the word but. The collaborative problem solve is the last one I'm going to show you, because I talk you through this skill, which is another Faber and Maslish skill. Oops. So that's the audio. Sorry, I just clicked on the audio. It's that easy that you just click through this. I'm quite proud of this because it really, really will help people. My internet's not working. So frustrating. Ta-da! So it gives you the script. This is why I love showing. So you've got the reference, so you can always go back and look at. I like to reference papers, and it also gives you. So step 1, talk about the child's needs and feelings in that moment. So you will have listened to it. You can even read it if you want to really, really hone down on it. You can listen and read at the same time because it's the same script. And then here is how you create what you are going to say. So you can write down, and you can print this off in your house. I have printed this exact thing off in my house for me and my husband to use with the children. So how are you going to introduce the idea? When are you going to introduce the idea? Talk about the child's needs and feelings. And you might write here, like literally print it out with a pen and paper and write, I know that you find it really tough to go to bed at night. And I think that you find it quite upsetting when mummy and daddy try and, get you to go to bed at a certain time. Do you want to talk about it? And open it up for them. Or I think that it might make you feel quite angry. Is that right? We talk about this in the audio. And so you can write what you're going to say. And then step 2, talk about your feelings and needs. Now, the clue here is that this is the short version. So you spend a lot of time on their feelings and needs and a short time on yours before you move on. And you could say, the thing is, That's another one instead of but. The thing is that I worry about how much sleep you get, and I know that sleep is really important to the body, and I really need to know that you're safe and that your body has a chance to grow. One of those ways is by sleeping, and at this point your child will be nodding, and then you can go into the next sessions. How about we brainstorm some ideas? Do you want to do the writing? Do you want to draw a picture? So you can plan, script out what you're going to say, and then print it out. This is why it's so helpful, especially, and even if you don't have time, because 10 minutes a day is huge. The last thing I'll show you is, in fact, I'll go back to the Conscious Parenting Toolbox along the top. I'm sorry, my internet is just not being my friend today. So this is the welcome screen. So you can also navigate here, week 1, week 2, week 3. There's a thank you from me, and some bonuses, which is a 90-minute masterclass. I'm about to record a new one, which I'm going to be charging for. So I'm going to be charging people to come to it. There's going to be an Eventbrite thing going up soon, which is a different website. I'm going to do it over Zoom, and it's going to be a free bonus for the Conscious Parenting Toolbox. And I add stuff every now and then: manifesting harmony, meditation, supporting your child through anxiety, which is and the relaxation for busy parent is a gift from another practitioner that I know, Eft Griffin, who is amazing. And I'm also going to add in the heart activation breathing, which I recorded over Christmas. So what I do is basically anytime I get something really cool, I whack it in the bonuses. So keep your eye on the bonuses every now and then. So, right, let me stop sharing that. I'm back in StreamYard. Hello, I'm back here. Oh, comments. Bit intermittent. Oh, thank you. I'm feeling a bit, I know that face. Yes, I have also felt that way too over Christmas. So that is the Conscious Parenting Toolbox. I can't write anything here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the link, because I actually created the website yesterday, or tinkered with and republished the website yesterday, and I will put it in. So it is, in fact, I can just write it in here, can't I? It's cyclebreakerparents.com/toolbox, and it takes you there, and it's got the introduction and it tells you a bit about it. It's £97. You just click through and it takes you there. It all does it by magic, and then it just gets delivered to your email straight away, and you can start with lesson 1 today, which is really, really cool. So if you start today and your, sister buys it in 3 days, you both start from day 1 at the same time. So that, I think that's a really important thing, because there is no behind. And if you do it and then you stop and then you do it and then you stop and you do this, well, that's fine, because it's your journey and it's other people's journeys. So if you ever have any questions, options, 1, send me a direct message. That's what I'm here for. And 2, you can just write them here, because if you have the question, somebody else has the question, and I will put the link up. In fact, I'll do it. I'll press end broadcast and then I will put the link up right now. I really hope that it was a useful tool, because it's always nice to see. It's always nice to see inside, isn't it? So that's if you want to do your own distance learning and just do it yourself. But if you ever do get into a pickle, like internet wise, I mean, obviously I'm not great with the internet, but this is not my fault. But if you ever get into a pickle where you're like, oh, I don't know how to get into the bonuses, oh, I'm a bit confused on there, send me a message and I will just send you if you haven't got a Loom video from me, you'll probably get one very soon, because I send little mini videos from like, hello, how are you? And I can talk you through it. And if you have something that comes up, if something arises, say you're doing like the emotional triggers, and something arises and you just think, oh gosh, that feels a bit big, again, send me a message. And I regularly do this, where somebody once, like before Christmas, said, do you know what, I'm a bit stuck. This has just come up in my face this morning and I don't know how to process it. Do you have 5 minutes? And I will call you for 5-10 minutes, and I won't charge you for it, because if something that I have produced has supported an issue to arise in you and it's come up to the fore, and you're sort of sitting there like that, please reach out, because I will happily support you, and the chances are that I will then turn that into a resource for other people after our conversation. So it's a win and a win, and also I want to support you. That's my mission. I'm going to be sharing some more stuff about me and who I am and my mission this week and over the weekend, because it's a new year and a whole load of new people have arrived. So, right. Have a very, very lovely evening. And so that is the end of the 5-day mindfulness boost. But I'll pop in each day and show you a new thing about the Conscious Parenting Toolbox. I might just play you, 1 or 2 sessions. So if you're still not sure about it, then just tune in, and I'll be popping in until probably Sunday at 4:30 every day, just to show you another part of the Conscious Parenting Toolbox. All right, speak to you soon. Bye.